The film opens with three men driving in their vehicle late around evening time on an expressway. In the vehicle are Henry Slope, Beam Liotta, Jimmy Conway, Robert De Niro, and Tommy DeVito, Joe Pesci. Jimmy and Tommy are sleeping when Henry hears an uproarious pounding commotion. Attempting to sort out the wellspring of the sound, Henry out of nowhere acknowledges they need to pause and really look at the storage compartment. At the point when they open it, we see a beaten man enclosed by a few horrendous decorative liners. An irritated Tommy cuts the man a few times with a kitchen blade and Jimmy shoots him multiple times with a pistol. Henry closes the storage compartment cover and we hear a voiceover, "Henry, express for as long as I can recollect, I generally needed to be a hoodlum." We presently return quite a few years, to witness the occasions that will pave the way to this scene. During the 1950s, youthful Henry Slope loves the Lucchese wrongdoing family criminals in his authentic, prevalently Italian area in East New York, Brooklyn, and in 1955 stops school and goes to work for them. The nearby horde capo, Paulie Cicero, Paul Sorvino, in view of the real Lucchese mobster Paul Vario, and Paulie's nearby partner Jimmy Conway, De Niro, in light of Jimmy Burke, assist with developing Henry's crook vocation. Henry has collaborated with the youthful Tommy and the two sell containers of cigarettes, given to them by Jimmy, to workers of a nearby processing plant, an intersection gatekeeper and a few police. While selling them, two investigators appear and seize the cash in the heap, capturing Henry. Tommy sneaks away to tell Tutty, Paulie's sibling. Henry goes to court and is given a token punishment. Jimmy gives him a significant compensation for his quietness. Jimmy considers it a graduation gift, and lets him know he did well regardless of getting squeezed. Henry uncovered no names to the police and took in the two most significant things in their profession: never rat on your companions and consistently keep your mouth shut. The remainder of the pack welcomes Henry with happy acknowledgement. As grown-ups, Henry and Tommy, Joe Pesci, plot with Conway to take a significant part of the billions of dollars of freight going through John F. Kennedy Global Air Terminal. They assist with outing in a key heist, taking over a portion of $1 million from the Air France freight terminal. The burglary assists Henry with acquiring Paulie's trust, to whom Henry gives a sizable cut of the take. Be that as it may, on the grounds that Henry is half Irish, he realizes he can never turn into a made man, an undeniable individual from the wrongdoing family. Nor can Jimmy Conway, who is likewise Irish. Throughout the long term, Henry's companions become progressively trying and risky. Conway loves capturing trucks, and Tommy has a hazardous attitude and a maniacal need to show what him can do through savagery. At a certain point, he embarrasses a guiltless and unarmed youthful server Bug, Michael Imperioli, requesting that Bug dance a la the Oklahoma youngster, then, at that point, messing him up. A couple of evenings later, when Bug faces a very inebriated Tommy, egged on by Jimmy, unexpectedly attracts his weapon and shoots Bug the chest, killing him quickly. Jimmy is irate with Tommy for shooting Bug, however Tommy is totally impassive, unfeelingly asking where he can track down a digging tool to cover the dead man. Henry likewise meets and experiences passionate feelings for Karen, Lorraine Bracco, a straightforward youthful Jewish lady. They go to the Copacabana Club a few times each week, and the sight of a popular constant Steadicam shot. Karen feels uncomfortable with her sweetheart's vocation, but on the other hand is turned on by it, particularly when Henry violently gun whips her neighbor for attempting to compel himself on her and Henry gives her the horrendous gun to stow away. Henry and Karen in the end wed, which includes persuading Karen's folks that Henry is half Jewish. In June 1970, Tommy, helped by Jimmy Conway, fiercely kills Billy Batts, Plain Vincent, a made man in the contending Gambino wrongdoing family, over a basic affront Batts tosses at Tommy. The homicide is a significant offense that could get them generally killed by the Gambinos whenever found. Subsequent to halting at Tommy's mom's place for a late-night feast, and furthermore to get a digging tool, Henry, Conway and DeVito cover Batts' cadaver in a neglected field, taking us back to the vehicle trunk scene from the beginning of the film. At the point when they find a half year after the fact that the land has been sold, they are compelled to uncover, move, and rebury the seriously disintegrated body, an errand that makes Henry genuinely debilitated and that Tommy and Jimmy think about another basic task. Henry's marriage disintegrates when Karen finds he has a special lady, Janice Rossi, Gina Mastra Giacomo. Karen faces arresting Henry with a weapon as he awakens. When she brings down the weapon, Henry represses her and shouts that he has an adequate number of at the forefront of his thoughts, stressing over being whacked in the city without awakening with a firearm in the face. Henry is visited at Janice's condo by Jimmy and Polly, who let him know that his philandering is awful for business. Polly guarantees that he'll persuade Karen that Henry merits reclaiming and that Henry will get back to his home in a couple of days. Meanwhile, Henry will go with Jimmy to Florida to find a bum who owes Polly cash. Subsequent to beating and hanging the obligation-ridden Florida card shark over a lion confine at the Lowry Park Zoo in Tampa, Henry and Jimmy are gotten and shipped off jail for a considerable length of time in light of the fact that the person's sister was a typist for the FBI. There, Henry bargains medications to different detainees to keep above water and to help his family, and, when he gets back to them, he has a worthwhile medication association in Pittsburgh. Polly cautions Henry against managing drugs, since Horde supervisors can get heavy jail sentences assuming their men are running medications despite their good faith. Henry overlooks Polly's structure and includes Tommy and Jimmy, as well as Karen and his new escort, Sandy, Debbie Mazar, in an intricate cocaine pirating activity. About a similar time, December 1978, Jimmy Conway and companions plan and effectively do a record $6 million off-screen heist from the Lufthansa freight terminal at JFK Air Terminal. Not long after the heist, Jimmy develops progressively suspicious when a portion of his partners stupidly display their benefits on display, perhaps drawing police consideration, and starts having them killed. More regrettable, subsequent to promising to invite Tommy into the Lucchese family as a made man, the senior individuals from the family icily shoot him in the head in reprisal for Billy Bat's demise and his crazy way of behaving. The homicide disturbs Henry and particularly Jimmy, who are both expected to just acknowledge it and continue on. In a drawn-out, virtuoso grouping named Sunday, May 11, 1980, the various ways of Henry's all's muddled mafia profession impact. He should organize a significant cocaine shipment, carry a little store of guns to Jimmy, he won't get them from Henry, cook an enormous feast for his family, pacify his escort Sandy, who processes the cocaine he sells, adapt to his dumbfounded sitter/drug messenger, Lois, keep away from government specialists who, obscure to him, have had him under observation for a long time, and fulfill his unpleasant medication association clients, meanwhile a basket case from absence of rest and grunting his very own lot item. Lois requests that Henry bring her back home so she can get her fortunate cap, which she won't fly without. Henry and Lois are captured by the police as he retreats from his carport. At the point when Henry and Lois are reserved, alongside Sandy, the police get heaps of coke-encrusted gear from Sandy's condo. Karen rescues her better half of prison, in the wake of obliterating the cocaine that was all secret in the house and getting her mom to put their home up as guarantee for bail cash. Henry and his family are left destitute and the couple separate together when Karen concedes she annihilated the $60,000 in coke Henry had been wanting to send when he was busted. After Henry's capture, Polly and the remainder of the crowd forsake him. Henry meets a last time with Polly, who berates him for lying about his medication managing. Polly gives him $2,000 or $3,000 and walks out on him. Karen meets with Jimmy to let him know that Henry has recovered mentally and furthermore that Henry hasn't been uncovering any indispensable data about Jimmy or his other Horde countrymen. Before Karen leaves, Jimmy advises her to investigate a few taken dresses in one of his shop fronts. Karen becomes terrified when she sees two obscure-looking laborers. Jimmy's message to Karen and Henry is clear: they can be disgracefully disposed of, assuming that they discuss their associations. Persuaded that he and his family are set apart for death, Henry chooses to turn into a witness for the FBI. He and his family enter the government witness assurance program, vanishing into secrecy to save their lives, however not before he affirms against Polly and Jimmy in court. He is currently in normal no one and tells us, "I get to carry on day to day like a schnook." The film's speedy last shot is of Tommy discharging a gun straightforwardly into the camera, a recognition for the last shot of the incomparable train burglary, indicating that Henry won't ever completely leave an existence of wrongdoing. The film closes with a couple of title cards, over Sid Horrible's Form of My Way, showing what was the fate of Slope, Polly Cicero, Vario, and Jimmy Conway, Burke. Henry's union with Karen finished in partition, with her getting guardianship of their kids, and Polly and Conway will spend basically their other lives in jail. Polly passed on in jail in 1988. Conway's title card makes sense of that he was qualified for parole in 2004, however he passed on from cellular breakdown in the lungs in 1996 while still imprisoned.